Jon Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to the Better Baseball MLB DFS Playbook Podcast. Here we're giving you our first look at Tuesday's 11-game main slate. James, a big 11 games here on a Tuesday. Tuesday usually one of the biggest slates on the entire week here, man. How are we doing?
Doing well. Interesting slate. Framber Valdez coming off his no. Max Scherzer gets a cupcake matchup against Oakland up at the top. So a lot of interesting stuff. Julio Urias back on the slate. Some interesting value that might not fight for our money here, John. So interesting 11 gamer. What do we got? No cores. That's great news. No actual kind of hitters ballpark other than Boston. So should be a fun slate overall.
Sure. Those of you not yet signed up over Real-Time Fantasy Sports, go to rtsports.com/alarm. Promo code alarm23. New users will get a 100% deposit match with their first deposit. Take advantage of their RT Sports DFS pick'em plays and their fantasy football contest, both best ball and seasonal championships now available for you to enter an opportunity to win some nice cash on over there. James, let's check it out. Talk about this 11-game DraftKings slate here. At pitcher, you mentioned Framber Valdez coming off of his no-hitter, nearly a perfect game. 7 strikeouts in that one against Cleveland here. 11K going up against Baltimore. Max Scherzer against Oakland. His first start as a member of the Rangers went well. 6 innings, 309 Ks against the White Sox. He is at 10-8 going up against them. Giolito was hammered in his debut for the Angels. He's $9,900 against the Giants. We got Bibby here against Toronto. Urias against Arizona as your top 5 starters. Are you worried at all about going to Framber off of a no-hitter? This is one of those rare cases where man didn't throw many pitches. I think he threw the second fewest, I think they said, pitches for a no-hitter perfect game, like in Major League history. Just 93 pitches it took him to get the 27 outs.
Yeah, not worried. Because he throws 100 pitches. He's thrown 100 pitches 7 times this year. And
this wasn't an Edwin Jackson no, right? You know,
170.
Yeah, 70. Yeah, something absurd. 7 walks. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'm okay getting to Framber. I mean, we saw the Johan Santana no hitter where he threw 140 pitches and he never pitched again. You know, he's the best pitcher in baseball, and then he throws in first no hitter in Mets history, and then it's Johan Santana, blew his arm. So. Not worried in this spot. Perfectly fine. I guess Framber is perfectly fine after, not pitching well upon returning. I mean, got shelled in LA, Oakland, Texas, and then he's like, you know what?
Nobody played him for this. He was 11% rostered on this slate. So
I think it was less. I think it was even less than that. I think people really got a low in Framber, and he's probably going to be low in again because Scherzer's $200 more and gets Oakland.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Max against Oakland here, 10-8 against JP Sears on the other side. Easy pivot down if you want to play those two. I don't have any interest in Giolito. I didn't like when Giolito was acquired anyways. I didn't think he was pitching all that well. Hard to hold a start against Atlanta against you because of how great they are. Obviously, the Giants, not the same tier of offense here, but still, the Giants have been really good against righties for a lot of this season. They have Thairo Estrada back in their lineup, a bunch of lefties in that lineup as well. I'm not looking to play Giolito or Bibby here. Urias, thoughts on him? I mean, he did look good against Oakland, looked decent against Toronto. Is he rounding into form for you? Arizona here at $9,100.
Yeah, the only concern is, did we know? So he indicated prior to contest that he didn't expect Urias to go more than 5 innings. So that was a little bit of a Dave Roberts-esque, a Dave Roberts-ism. Is that going to be the case again? I guess we have to listen to what Dave Roberts says pregame is again, now it worked out. But what if he got into any trouble and he's only going 5 innings and he's, again, taking out 70 pitches, which I think both you and I would say Arizona's offense, although struggling, definitely better than Oakland's offense. So
you would think so.
I'm okay with it, and I'm assuming just because he's probably cheaper than a lot of people remember him being. I mean, $10 10K 3 times his first like 6 starts of the year.
Right.
People will get there. I'm a little indifferent at this time
Okay.
because I want to hear what the status is randomly. We're just deciding that 8 days prior, he throws 104 pitches, but now we're 68. So what is the pitch count? What's the inning limit? Like,
Sure.
why was that just suddenly implemented in the middle
Right.
of right? So
Because he's Dave Robert, man. You just like
he's Dave Roberts.
no
And
rhyme or reason behind most of what he does with his pitching staff.
no.
Mid-tier range. So just kind of going down. I don't really have. We said stack against Mitch Keller. We said it. We told you to do it with Milwaukee.
We sure
We
did.
did it with Milwaukee. I did it. You guys didn't. I had Sal Frelick at 1%. Like so. Hopefully you listened to the show because we were telling you to play Milwaukee. They hung an 8 spot on him. Good luck there, Mitch, going up against Atlanta. Can't imagine that's going to play well for you, sir. You say Kikuchi though. I like this in the mid tier. $8,200 going up against Cleveland.
Yeah, I think he's the probably top mid-tier play here, especially when you look at the rest of the position. I think there's one guy below him that's like clear cut, and we'll get to that in a second. But Kikuchi has looked really, really good. 4 straight starts, 1 earned run or less, back-to-back quality starts, plus wins, 17 plus fantasy points in 3 straight. I think that's a rock solid spot against the Cleveland offense. That's, let's face it, they're just bad. And now Josh Naylor on the IL, like it's going from bad to worse for them.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't know if you were talking about Cutter Crawford, but Cutter Crawford is a guy that I've mentioned a lot on this show. Obviously been very up and down this year at times. So like the team does like his potential. He has a 9 strikeout game, shutting out the Cubs. 7-5 the last 2 starts against San Francisco and Seattle. I know Kansas City's a team that's heating up, but they are still Kansas City. If Cutter Crawford has a good start, could be a guy in the mid-tier to look at. Wade Miley, I mean, everybody was in on Freddie Peralta today. Are people playing Wade Miley here against Colorado? It's 7K?
They might. 60 pitches upon returning, though, is the
sure.
What is he going to get? 75. So my value was not Miley, was not Crawford. I like Crawford quite a bit, even though the Royals offense has been better.
Sure.
It's Clark Schmidt for me. And he's only struggled against lefties, and the White Sox just don't have any. I mean, Andrew Benintendi is their best lefty. Moncada is back. He's hitting 218 on the year after like a fast start. I think all of his hits were probably in that first month of the year. They have Yasmani Grandal, who's their 3rd best lefty. He's hitting 150 with a 300 OPS over his last 10 games. The only thing that Clark Schmidt has literally struggled with the entire year is lefties. So Clark Schmidt has some strikeout appeal. We've seen some very high ceiling strikeout games against the White Sox lately. So I'm going to look at Schmidt, who's already pitched decent against them. He gave up 2 home runs in that start against the White Sox earlier in the year, both to Sevi Zavala. So if your 2 home runs that you got beat by was Sevi Zavala, and that's like the only like blip on your resume, like you could be in line for a pretty good start the next time you face them.
Sure.
I like Clark Schmidt quite a bit at 7.
Okay. Anybody else down below? Would you take a stab at like Chirinos against Pittsburgh or anybody like that?
He just has such a low strikeout floor. I know he had 5 in his last start. Maybe there's a little bit something there because Pittsburgh strikes out like a relatively good amount. Maybe a Tyone who's pitched pretty well lately. I would say that's probably like the lowest I'd go.
Okay.
The Cubs are just providing him and everyone with so much run support. He's won 4 of his last 5 starts. He's allowed 3 earned or less in those starts. And 4 or 5 starts with 16 or more fantasy points. You can't really hate that at $6,700.
Okay, I'm with you there. Let's move on over to the infield. Talk about some of the top hitters for this slate. Obviously, we mentioned we like targeting Mitch Keller here. So, Matt Olson, likely Austin Riley, likely 2 top price guys. We'll try to figure out a way to get into the lineups here. But where else are you looking to go when it comes to targeting some of these pitchers?
Mookie Betts coming off a grand slam on Monday. Freddie Freeman is the hottest hitter in baseball, just straight up. Like, he's been better than everyone else. So I know Brandon Pfaadt's coming off his best start as a pro. He looked really, really good in his last outing, and I think that was kind of what was expected of him. But I'd be willing to go back to the Dodgers and attack Pfaadt quite a bit. Rafael Devers against Brady Singer stands out quite a bit, $5,200. We know Singer has been really bad against lefties, even though that wasn't the case the last time Brady Singer. I think Brady Singer had 13 strikeouts or something absurd, where you and I were actually targeting no, it was 2 starts ago, the Minnesota start, where we were like, yeah, let's use lefties against Brady Singer. And then he had 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. Oh, and then he had 8 scoreless against the Mets. So Brady Singer coming off 3 starts in a row, really good. So if you don't want to attack him, I understand. But Devers, Drury gets a lefty, and Alex Wood here. Now, Wood has been used traditionally as a piggyback, I think. So I know he's projected to start here. At least that's what DraftKings is projecting. I assume he's going to be the long man. So, take the Angels hitters with a grain of salt, like Brandon Drury, who hits lefties, because, that obviously takes an at bat away from him. Daryl Estrada, if you do want to attack Lucas Giolito, he has been good against right-handed bats at 5K, if that's where you want to go. Ha-Seong Kim, John, has been also one of the hottest hitters in baseball, 420 average in his last 10. He has 5 stolen bases on it. Dude, Ha-Seong Kim on the year now, 15 home runs, 24 stolen bases. Literally, he's going to be 20-30 guy. And
I mean, again, when he came over, he was very highly touted as a legitimate prospect. It took him 2 years to basically get his footing at the MLB level, but now the power is there, the average is there. He is, quickly becoming one of the best, international guys to come over in a little bit.
Yeah, so I know the price is higher than we're probably used to seeing, but
Gilbert's pretty good, but I hear where you're coming from on that one. Rengifo against Wood. I know you mentioned obviously the opener situation or whatever Wood's situation.
Yeah, he's been the bulk guy, but the last 2 starts, I don't really know what they're doing. Yeah. I don't think the Giants know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't think they know what they're doing either. Where are you looking at value?
So JP Crawford continues to be good. He's 4,100.
Yes.
He continues to hit for a little power too. Nick Martinez taking the mound. Heimer Candelario, 1st and 3rd eligible now. 4K against Carlos Carrasco is a really good spot. Ezekiel Tovar against the lefty at 3,900. He should hit 2nd. Tristan Cassis, if you don't believe what Brady Singer's done in his last 3 starts, Tristan Cassis, I know he's struggled a little bit of late. I know he homered on Sunday. There was a little stretch of poor play in between that, but maybe that home run got him back on track. Those are some of the higher end value plays. What is Massey priced at? Probably still free, right?
Probably as free. Yeah, it's 26.
2,600. So that's an obvious plug and play at 2,600.
Yeah, I agree with you there. What was Brendan Rodgers? He's 25. He has the lefty matchup against Miley. So a couple of good value second basemen. Moving on over to outfield. Talk to me about some top outfielders here. Obviously, you have again targeting Atlanta with Pittsburgh with Keller here. Touki Toussaint pitching for the White Sox. So I imagine you're going to like some Aaron Judge. Soto just crushing it lately. I know he went for Ofer sadly on Sunday, but Power's back, 4 homers last 10 games, hitting 400. Gets Gilbert here. So if you're not in on Gilbert, obviously Soto coming to the left side, $6,200.
Yeah, and Gilbert struggled against lefties, so he's not untouchable. Acuna, Judge, Betts, Soto at the top. Sure. Julio Rodriguez has been really good of late.
Do you like Grayson still? I know you've been in on Grayson Rodriguez, but now he's got Houston. Is Grayson good enough to keep you off of Houston, or would you be willing to play Jordan and Tucker?
I'd probably play him. He struggled against lefties. He's been really good, but it's been struggling Tampa, struggling Yankees, and then struggling Toronto. He pitched well against all of them, but again, not both those spots are
Okay.
so.
I know he's your boy, so it's just a tough spot.
I would play both those. I would play both the actions.
Okay. Moving down into this mid-tier range, you mentioned Singer, so I mean Yoshida's at home, $4,700 could be a spot. Merrifield's still leading off. You like Stanton for the power. A lot of good spots here. It's unfortunate Baltimore gets Framber as a lefty because I'd be crushing some Baltimore guys. Could make it worthy of a contrarian play on the slate. Maybe we'll see. You never know.
Sure.
Getting Santander, Mountcastle, and that crew just smashing Southpaw. So
that will be one. You might be the only people rostering them.
I'm the king of the 1% Baltimore Orioles. So
yes, that is true. Well, if you let me know if you're going to play them, and I will adjust accordingly. I think if you want to talk contrarian, like Brian Reynolds is kind of on fire right now.
Yeah.
Home runs in 2 of 3.
Pittsburgh's interesting, right? Rodriguez at catcher, like that crew down there. So
yeah, and I mean, like again, like Chirinos he pitches to contact, and I'm trying to look at the splits here. So lefties have a 177 ISO against them. Righties have a 199 ISO against them. We have Sawinski. We have Brian Reynolds. Like, there's some interest in Pittsburgh on this latest.
I won't argue. Michael Harris down to 4K against Keller. I like that a lot.
Nice. That's nice.
Just kind of spinning it back for him there. What else I going to say? There's somebody else against Freeland. Oh, Weimer. For super value, Weimer against Freeland will be a play. If you're not in on Urias, Pham hitting here against lefties. He hit third the other day. Yep. Texas guys, Duran 3,200. Tavares is 33. Both get Sears, who gives up a lot of home runs. Cubs against Carrasco. For a while there, Carrasco was like shutting down lefties, but he's really kind of just giving it up to everybody now. So if you wanted to go Hap, I think you could here at 34. He's been, again, 4 homers his last 10 games. So some interesting value down here under 4K.
Yeah, Grossman in that mix too, 2,600. Yeah. He hit 6th on Monday. So like pretty prominent spot in the lineup. We were waiting to see what that Texas lineup would be without Josh Jung, and Grossman 6th, Duran 7th. So like, pretty good spot in the lineup for him. In terms of like other value, if Henry Davis is $2,700, you want to play some some Royals, like Waters is cheap, Brenton Doyle is cheap.
Where's Beatty at? Beatty was like min price, I think, right? On Monday. $2,100. I mean, Matt Beatty.
Yeah,
Beatty, yeah. 21. He hit 4th or 5th for them. So
5th, yeah.
$2,100 lefty against Crawford if you're going Royals. I mean, you got to get Bobby Witt in your lineup somehow. I know there's a lot of value, but if he's going to hit the middle of the lineup at that price, right, you're going to want to, that feels like a free play. Hayward against Fott here, $2,800.
Yep.
Let's see. Anybody else?
Cheap Yankees, McKinney and Bowers just for home run one.
There's Weimer, $2,200. Probably an easy plug. Hits 9th, but like wraparound play for Milwaukee.
Yep.
All right, let's build a lineup. We're gonna go with Scherzer and Kikuchi.
Probably Kikuchi, yeah.
All right. Catcher.
Mitch Garver. Gets JP Sears again.
Just keep plugging Garver, and I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you. What was our spend up? Do we just go back to Seager here, or do we just
probably?
Or do we want to get Braves against Keller? Braves against Keller, probably.
Let's get Braves.
Right, so we got Olsen, Riley, and Harris.
Yep. This is the problem with the Braves. Is like you play Max, and maybe we'll pivot SP2.
We'll see. You got Massey in. Weimer.
Holy cow, this is.
Weimer's gonna open up a lot of money here at $2,200.
Yeah.
3,600 for an outfielder and a shortstop.
Ezekiel Duran is 3,200 at. You could play him at. Yeah, you could play him either spot.
4K outfielder or 4K shortstop. 4K shortstop is nothing. So
looking at outfield, we have South Frelick, but he's lefty in that spot.
And Renfroe gets Wood.
That's what I was thinking too. Rosario to complete the stack. He was hitting 7th on Monday.
I don't hate it. I'll play everybody against.
I know. Same. Same. Honestly, want to just go there?
Yeah, that's fine by me. I don't care.
Play Rosario.
I mean, he's hitting 180, but I mean, whatever. Like.
Yeah, but against righties specifically, Eddie Rosario 203 ISO 316 WOBA, like the WOBA to leave a little bit desired, but 203 ISO, like just power against Mitch Keller. Lefty's crushing Mitch Keller.
Just trying to see if there would be a value. Do you want to go Rodriguez against Trinos instead of Garber?
Yeah, sure. They'll open up some money from go to Rosario to
$4,900. Doesn't give us as much as I wanted it to.
Well, you could also look at a 4,900 shortstop.
Sure, we could go $4,900 shortstop, which is
Adames 47.
Sure. Would you rather Reynolds
48
or?
Ooh,
I mean, I don't mind this. Oh, that's Pena. We don't want Pena. We want could do Furman. Where is he? There he is.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah, I'm good with that. And again, if you wanted to go up and play Framber, we have the cash to do that too. But
we got Braves and a contrarian Pirate.
We don't have Acuna,
Braves Pirates game stack.
We don't have Acuna, but like that's fine, right? Like we're okay with that, aren't we? So
yeah,
perfect. All right, so that's what we got. We got Scherzer, Kikuchi. We have Rodriguez here, Olsen, Massey, Riley, Duran, Harris, Weimer, and Reynolds. There are a couple of one-off plays. Gets our core Atlanta stack there. I'm happy with it. Again, this is the first look here on the Tuesday 11 Gamer. We'll have the full playbook out for everybody. Of course, James and I will be back live at 5 o'clock Eastern time, so make sure you tune in.